thought they were terrific. Got a lot of respect for Coach Drew, and I thought his team fought. They played hard, and it's you've got to have great appreciation for them. They made a lot of shots. It seemed like the shot clock got down some late, and they knocked it in, and you've got to give them a lot of credit for all of it. They fought hard, and again, I thought they played their hearts out. We had to play, but I also think that where we are, that's the bed you make, and you got to understand that you're going to get the best shot from a lot of people every single night. But we found a way. We weren't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but at the end of the game, you know, we found a way to make some plays. We've got to continue to get better. I thought we got a little bit emotional at times with some of our shots at last play of the game. When Grant got it blocked, that ball should have been kicked back to Admiral, the way they had set their defense, and just to get a clean look at it, but with 3 seconds, you got to get a shot off. And other than that, it was hard. They went back and did some things that we hadn't seen. They hadn't shown all year with their elbow series, where they were really working hard and making us work hard. And I thought our guards did some good things and tried to adjust to it. But again, I think you got to give them a lot of credit. And they played really, really hard. And I've got so much respect because I understand. I've been in that situation where Bryce is right now, and really some of the best coaching is done when you have to deal with the injury that he had early in the year to a very key player, and then to keep his guys locked in and to get them to play with that much emotion and fight is, again, his whole staff should be commended for it because they deserve it. And I'm glad we won, but again, I just can't tell how much respect I have for them.
Rick, is this game what you've been trying to tell your guys about what life's going to be like as the top team?
Yeah, I think so, and you know, it is, and it's only that reminds you of a late season game where one team is making a lot of shots. You know, they made 10 out of 21 threes and shot the ball well. You know, and controlled the possessions, got into deep possessions, and really tried to work hard at keeping us from getting out in transition. But yeah, again. And I do think that was, we've been in it, you know, game Saturday, I'm not sure we really got down that far as we did tonight, but I thought the play coming out of the timeout when we got to dunk, we wanted to really put the ball inside right there. The first option was to get Grant the ball, and to be honest with you, he was open, but I saw when we were coming out of the timeout that Jordan Bone and Jordan Bound looked at each other, and I wasn't in a position to tell them not to do what they did, but they did it. And but they looked at it. So again, I can tell you, Grant was open, and because he was open, is probably what set that lane up for Jordan to go get it.
Pretty simple to say Grant carries you tonight.
Offensively, you know, but he, you know, again, they did a good job putting him in some defensive situations too, where, you know, going at him, you know, getting to the free throw line. They started out doubling the post. And they started out in the zone, and we knew they were going to do that. We got to their post guys got some serious foul trouble. Then he went away from the double team, and I think probably because you know, Grant does pass out of it. Kyle got to the front of the rim a few times for some easy baskets, and I, to be honest with you, I felt at some point in time we were going to make a three. I don't know why. I just kept thinking if we could get it from there out, we'd knock one down. But yeah, he had a night where he. You know, the 4-point play was obviously a huge play in the game. It really was. And but yeah, offensively, you look at his numbers. I'd say that he did the job for us tonight.
Coach Randy shot 50% on the first time they've done this since Kansas. Does that kind of reinforce what you've been telling these guys about defense?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, again, and you know, they made some tough shots too. Now, it wasn't like you know, we got lost a few times, which we're not going to play perfect. But again, I just think you've got to give a lot of credit to Vandy, and you know, we got a key guy. Admiral had maybe as bad a night as he's had in a long, long time. He just never got going any way, shape, or form in the game. Kyle's minutes were kind of unsung. I thought Derek Walker played there for, you know, that 1 minute. When you look at it, was a huge minute in the game. We need John Fulkerson. There's no doubt, but he's got to make up his mind he's going to defend somebody. And again, I think you look at the numbers, you've got to give Vandy all the credit because it's one thing shooting the ball, but it's another thing making them. And again, I I just have a lot of respect for
Rick, that's the best Vandy has played. Do you see moving forward, what pieces do you see on that roster that you think Bryce can win some games late this year?
Well, I think what Bryce is doing is really where you have to remember we were there 4 years ago. And I think Bryce, one, he's a super human being, and he's going to build a program. And right now he's in a situation where he still is building his culture. And there's no doubt again, this is me because I went through it. I'm sure he's looking for that leadership. And where's he going to get it? That's where, and sometimes it takes time for guys to grow into it. And it ended up might being a freshman, a sophomore. And if I looked at the group, I mean, I love what tonight, I look at what Naismith did and Saban Lee. I mean, those guys laid it out there and walked through the line. And I saw how emotionally upset Aaron Naismith was. That's the start, I'm telling you, because you got somebody that lays it out there and they're willing to put that kind of emotion into it. That's where leaders began. And then it gets down to freshmen saying, can I really do this? Should I really do this? And at some point it will click. And that's and it took us, honestly, 2 years to get to that point. And it happened with the guys that you see that are leading us now.
Rick,
Jordan Bone, 14 points, 7 assists, no turnover in 36 minutes. Is that what you expect out of him, or is he just really in the zone right now?
Yeah. We all know Jordan's continued to get better. The only play I thought he didn't do a great job was when we got the mismatch on the ball screen. One, he should have put it inside or driven the ball, and he raised up and took that three. But, he's gotten so much better. He's getting so much more of a feel where he's connecting the dots for us offensively. Defensively, when he wants to, he can really lock in and defend. And but he's only going to get better, and I believe that about him. He's starting to get a nice little quiet confidence about him where, you look at his numbers, I think he's 6-to-1 assist turnover ratio right now, which is phenomenal, and he likes doing it.
Rick, Admiral's really struggled these last 2 games, I guess. Have you seen anything that's causing that, or is it just simply shots not falling for him?
No, well, he puts, again, there's no doubt he puts pressure on himself because as much time as he spends in the gym, I mean, he's kind of got to go back tonight, he'll walk in the gym maybe and start shooting the ball or something. He goes back, I just think he's got to go back, and I've said it about Grant, I've said it about him. When they're rebounding and playing defense, the offense is going to take care of itself.
Rick, how do you teach your team not to panic? Alabama game, they didn't panic. You're down today, didn't panic. How do you teach them not to panic?
Well, we've been through a lot. Been through what I said 2 years ago, where we were, struggling for every single basket. Where you almost, and we know it's not a game of perfect, but you feel like you got to play perfect to win some games. And at home, we felt like you're hoping that you can win at home because of the crowd. And again, I appreciate the crowd we had here tonight. But we've been in a lot of situations. I think our non-league schedule through the years has helped us, and I think now that our guys realize that we're going to be in these kind of games, and this is what we were used to a year ago. Coming down the stretch, this is what we dealt with all the way down the stretch last year, and we've been in some this year, and we'll continue to be in them.
Rick, you mentioned they had some new stuff.
Last one.
Gave you some trouble. What specifically were they doing?
Playing off the elbows a lot. The hit the elbow series, coming off the split game, going in, making some really good reads, and if we went over top, they'd turn it up and get downhill. And again, I thought Bryce did a great job, and again, you got to give them a lot of credit, and because I just respect the way they played their hearts out. I'm telling you, I thought they worked hard defensively and trying to really disrupt us. And again, we didn't shoot, and we had some looks. Now, I will tell you, we had some open shots, but we didn't make them. And early in the game, there was no doubt they were hoping we'd settle for threes early, and we didn't do that against the zone, which helped us, and they decided to get out of it.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you all.
If he's not on the bus, we'll try to get you a